Now, the dominant discussion at this week's Federal Executive Council meeting was how to bring succor to the victims of floods. To achieve that, the federal government has ordered the provision of relief materials to distressed communities ravaged by floods across the country. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
Latest figures by relevant government agencies put the death toll from floods that have continued to sweep through communities at more than 600. More than 1 million residents in 190 local government areas have been displaced, and the water is still rising, with a warning of more floods in the coming days. This is the biggest headache for the Federal Executive Council. They must work out how to mitigate the effects of the flood, provide relief and shelter for displaced persons.
Some of these things, are being caused by our inability to respond to the early warnings being issued by different agencies of government since February this year. And now, this is where we are. But the government is doing everything possible to see that we bring support and succor to our affected citizens.
But what we can do always is to try to find a way to mitigate, to minimize the outcome, the fallout of the floods. And there are short-term, medium-term, and long-term solutions. Short-term solutions include the early warning system, but in future, there's a lot that needs to be done.
The Minister of Works and Housing is also taking stock of the damage caused by the rushing floodwaters. Babatunde Fashola says there is already a collaboration with relevant legislative committees to cost the damage and appropriate funds for its repairs.
We have been able to identify 154 places where transport infrastructure by way of roads and bridges have been damaged or impaired that have to be restored on an emergency basis.
The federal government is also counting on the efforts of the sub-national governments and relevant agencies to step up to the plate and ease the hardship caused by the environmental disaster, and also ensure relief gets to the people in the worst hit communities. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.